Okay, this is OK here. We're just watching some Crazyhouse, maybe adding some commentary. We'll see how it goes. Jasugi99 is up against JKtheBullfrog. He's 6-7 down. They had a short break and they just started again. So this is game 14 of the whole mini-series. And so we're going to watch from Jasugi99's perspective. Interesting move, bishop h3, probably theory. So king f1, what develops? Okay, so two pawns. No, only one pawn. Interesting. So he just gets the one pawn and puts it here. We're blocking out potential rook file, but bishop blocks back. Really? So JK sacking another piece? What's the logic of it? Blocks. So really attacking hard is okay, so what's the idea of this move? Hitting a rook, potentially might be knight e7 or at e7 ideas. Okay, and JK just ignores, he just attacks, takes, check here, okay. Black has quite a few pieces, that's the only thing, but white's quite well defended. Blocks, takes, takes. Okay, it's tough for time though, check. So JK's been sacking quite hard for this attack. What do people think? So queen takes knight's a threat, maybe. Oh, he needs to. Could just take it. So queen takes. No, queen takes knight's not a threat. Bishop takes knight was a threat, maybe. Oh, he's trying to distract the knight. Very cunning. And knight and queen should mate, shouldn't they? Should they? Yes. Pawn will mate at the end. Unless he goes the other way. And then. He has to take it. There's no other move. Short on time. There's no other move but to take it. This is crazy. It's defended by this. And then there's this. This is something I learned at my cost. Take pieces with check while you can. Okay, but this works nicely. Yeah, so I think JK sacked a bit too hard that game. And so it's levels up at 7-7. E4, E5. So goes for bringing the bishop out first, then taking out the knights, goes for the bishop e7 line, goes for d4, d5. So we've been seeing this sort of thing a lot recently. Takes, and then d5. Which looks like a pawn sacrifice, just trying to get quick activity. Takes quickly on g2. Tries to solidify f7. How to take the queen, bishop or king? For king, there's knight takes f7, which I don't think you want. I think this is still theory, actually. You can't take this knight because the bishop takes f7. And the knight is threatening to take on g7. Yeah, as GSVC says, I've seen this position before. So I don't know this line, but we do recognize it. I don't remember who was playing. I think JK was playing. Yeah, defending with the queen, that makes again a lot of sense. Yeah, this move, knight at f5, that's sort of hard to spot. Feels like it would have been either JK or Wolf knowing the theory that well to play that move. But queen at g6 looks good. Rook g1 looks good. But now it could. So you want to take. The problem is if you take this knight, you get your queen forked. You could get 3 pieces for the queen though. It's tempting. So Karagelis is challenging me to Crazyhouse, but I'm streaming some TV right now. So Rook G1's a mistake. Well, what's the refutation? I was wondering. So there's so many options. You take. The problem with taking this knight is then Rook takes knight was pinning the bishop to the queen. The problem with taking this knight is this. Maybe you just take all and you say you're safe. Rook takes knight. Maybe that was the best thing to do. So many pieces hanging in this position. You know, the knight, the bishop, the queen on this open file. So many unsecured pieces. And you just ignore them all and just play something completely different, making another piece insecure. Even more insecure pieces. Uh-oh, you're losing the queen with check. I mean, not with check, but yeah, this is going to be bad. Oh, he doesn't do it. I thought he'd going to go knight takes e6, rook takes queen. Knight, yeah. It looked dangerous, but yeah, it's hard to analyze. Hi there, Mozart. JK is ridiculously well prepared, strongest player in the openings in my opinion. Yes. The finisher, JK Katask, all strong, but definitely he knows certain lines quite deep. And the Lone Wolf also knows certain lines quite deep. So after this, why not knight takes e6, bishop takes, rook takes queen, and you can't even take back because queen here is a mate threat. And Katask says probably white was winning with multiple moves. Fair enough. But I'm not seeing it just at the minute. Oh, what? You're just saying I'm safe? That's so risky. That is so risky. You can't. Here, knight here. This has got to be mate. Knight d4. If you step back, queen here, king here, knight here, check, king here, queen. Ooh. Okay, so he goes for this, and the queen is feeling a little bit out of place. I mean, just going back a second, I've got to see this. Knight d4, I think he has to step up. Knight d4, he has to step up. Queen here, check. You've got to take this. And then... I'm still not seeing it. Maybe knight f3. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, to be honest. It's tough. Knight d4, king d1, and he says it transposes. Except he doesn't have a queen in hand now. Knight d4, queen d1, I felt there was a mate. Oh wow, he found a mate. Okay, I felt that that game swung enormously. So first of all, I'll just look at this position and see it's in the opening book. How many times has knight f5 been played? And the answer is a lot. Knight f5 has been played 40 times by white, including by Katask, by even PKR, by JKtheBullfrog. Queen g6, on the other hand, hasn't been played. Hang on. Knight f5, queen g6, not played so often. Rook g1. So lots of games with JKtheBullfrog against Katask and Rapid Variants, even back in 2019. So yeah, you can just go for this, is the point. Oh no, can you? Seems quite hairy. Knight takes f7. King takes f7. Yeah, so you can just take everything, or can you? Maybe you can't. That's unclear. It's never been played. Apparently king takes g2 and then white's safe. So maybe it's not so good. But anyway, he went for this, check. So at the moment white's winning. This, queen here, bishop here, takes, king f8. And now I thought white had a winning move with knight takes e6, bishop takes e6, rook takes g6, and we're threatening mate here. But I'm wrong, because apparently bishop d to e7, and black is fine. The rook covers the critical square, and although and all white's pieces are sort of hanging. I mean, he can take this one, but then you take this one, and this is incredibly safe apparently for black. So that's a rather interesting position. Okay, so that doesn't work. So actually, what white tried in the game is queen takes f4 straight away. This here, queen here, 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 here. But of course, this gives black the chance to attack first. Queen h5 is actually the best move, incredibly. So I was thinking, what was I thinking? I was thinking, what about knight here? King to d1, and I thought that was mate. Yes, and what I missed is the bishop actually covers e2, so it's just completely useless. So queen here is good at g4, then knight d4. Backs off and defends. Even king takes. White only has a queen in hand, can't mate, starts defending. Knight c3, hitting the rook. Knight here, check. I mean, this is then a very beautiful mate. This and this, using the fact that the bishop is cutting off this diagonal. Amazing. And then those two squares are both. And PKR says, this is theory 15 moves. Okay, so I'm really sorry that I was taking you away from the live game, but it's quite fun just having a look at that game in a bit more detail. And I wasn't even looking at the theory, I was just looking at just some of the middle game. Whoa, king e2. Takes. You're losing his queen, that's painful. Yeah, white is suffering. So he wants the bishop, I guess. He's going to get it, because he wants to have a bishop. Okay. So yeah, black won the last game for the first time in in about 7 games, 8 games. Yeah, the problem is if it were black's move here, he'd simply retake on e2, replace on f3, and well, we're going to probably see that, unless there's a good reason not to. Oh, there's also just take the rook, but yeah, even though there's a free rook, instead he goes for this. And I think that's the right thing to do, because it's just the double attack. Queen here, bishop takes rook. So this at h7 would be dangerous if, you know, with the pawn at h7 maybe. Yeah, so there are dangers here. Knight at g6 is a threat. What black can't just go grab the rook. I think knight at g6 would be dangerous, because you'd be getting a rook with check, and then with a pawn and a rook on the back rank. Yeah, I mean I can't see all the way to mate, but I can very much believe that could be mate. So that's why he actually goes this way, grabs a protected piece just to cover g6. Yeah, g6 is sensitive. Black just doesn't have quite the pieces he wants, but hang on, there's a threat here. Queen at e1. Okay, he takes the rook, so he's going to go on the back rank. That's the problem though, for Jasugi. So there's going to be a rook on the back rank, maybe where though? Okay, he goes for a queen on the back rank. Oh, nice. Didn't see that one. But now what? You have a knight and a rook, but actually white has a lot of minors. You know, 2 pieces for the queen, although quite a lot of pawns down. 2 pieces for a queen and a pawn. I mean, I wonder, yeah, you can't just sort of grab the bishop or something, because bishop takes and there would be an immediate mate threat, so it's quite hard but to see what to do here. So you have to find something useful to do with your queen. And in the meantime, white is also threatening something, simply knight at g6. So that's a nasty move there by Jasugi, wow. Now I see it. It looks so nice picking up the free piece, but this is a double threat. Oh wow, okay, so we're getting a counter-attack. He's trying to keep it with check. Okay, it's so nice picking up that knight, because that knight was such a dangerous piece. And now, looking for a fork. You want to pick up a diagonal for f3. Okay, so that's the queen's got somewhere to go, namely f4, but this knight just suddenly goes, nope. Okay, amazing. He just goes for the pawn, sacks his queen for a pawn, and that pawn is landing straight on. Oh, it's not. Why not? Okay. Looks like it would be a bishop then on f3. I thought it would be a pawn. Okay, time is low. 5 seconds. Fast, fast, fast. If you take, he takes back, it reinforces. No good. So is there a mate? He's only got a pawn and a knight in hand. Oh, I think knight takes bishop. Bishop here. He just needs a knight or something to mate. Knight, rook, queen. The question is, does queen at g6 work? That's the sort of worry that black needs to. That's what black always needs to be worried about in this position. So like even here, knight takes bishop, takes bishop here, here. Yeah, queen at g6, I think was mating. because if you take it, it takes back king h8, rook at h7, king g8, rook takes g7. If king takes g7, knight f5 check, and you're getting mated by pawns. So, I mean, this is just only delaying the mate, and you're getting mated by pawns on the 7th rank. I'm missing all the live action. That was just interesting. And if you don't take it, then here, rook h7, king g8, and this, rook takes f7, takes, king takes h7, and what's the critical move here? You could go at g6, king g7, knight f5, and that's also going to be mating. But there's a stupidly nice move, which is this, and then this, and then this. Whichever way the king went, I think the more important case is this, and the point is the queen is acting as a blocker. But that's just a stupidly nice mate. There's a simple mate, which is just at g6, king g7, and knight at f5, and then a pawn on g7 is mating. So queen at g6 was, yeah, a dangerous mating idea in this position. Mate in 15 it says, but I'm sure that number would go down the longer it goes. But JK flagged. Okay. So means I've missed all the current game. Just looking at that queen takes g6 idea. But that's okay because we've seen this before pretty much, haven't we? Except last time we looked at bishop takes queen, and now we've got king takes queen. So Jasugi99 trying something different. And I mean, we're just going to get this. But are we? So the question is white safe? And safe from what? Safe from just moves like throwing away the knight and going at g2 and knight at h4. It doesn't feel convincing. Bishop takes. Surely there's enough room for the king to run away. So it looks like white can just pick up that rook. But can you risk it? Oh, maybe, hang on. Queen e1, king here, knight at h4, king here. Well, we're going to see it if he risks it. So queen he's got a knight and a pawn. Could that do anything? King here. Oh, I see this actually. Queen at e1, king takes knight. You have to go queen takes rook, I think. And then you're trying to mate with a pawn, a knight, and a rook. I think you have to do that. The pawn, a knight, and a rook. Is there any hope at all? There might be, but I'm not. Oh, that's even nicer. Oh yes, you give your queen squares to go to. Oh, that's even nicer. My goodness, he had to block that surely. Ah, he walked into it, and now it's all over. Just queen f3 and at g4 is checkmate. Ah, that must be so frustrating. And apparently knight at e1 is also mate, he says. Legion Destroyer says. Just simply king here and queen here, checkmate. That must be so disappointing for JK. And Jasugi's just gone on a streak and won 4 in a row. But much more interesting is what if knight at e1 here. Knight at e1, queen takes, king takes g2, queen takes e4, just blocks. There's knight at h4 coming. This is very painful. Knight at h4, picking up the queen, or just pick up the queen straight away. So let's just look at the block with pawn. Block with pawn, knight at h4, and if you say he goes back to g1, you have another knight in hand for here, and g2, and if he starts stepping up with his king, again, the same if he goes here, same principle. And if he starts stepping up with his king, then queen takes f3 is mate straight away. Oh, hi there, Snowball XI. Good evening yourself. What am I looking at here? Your mic volume is a little low, or you keep it a little far from my... Okay, let's try and move it a little bit closer. Hopefully it's a bit better. Yes, this is Crazyhouse. Okay, I should look at the live action. We're watching the two of the best players in Crazyhouse have a fun series against each other. And it's possible I can make it even louder. Okay, I'll put it right up. Even louder. So I should be even louder now. Sorry. Actually, I won't do that in case people are listening, and then they have to adjust their volume. I'll just keep it as it was. But I'll try and be a bit closer to the mic. Okay. I guess that's safe. Hi there. Try boy boy boy. Yeah, we're watching Jasugi99, the famous 12-teen national master from Canada, and insane Crazyhouse talent. Up against JKtheBullfrog, who's been playing the game for decades. Since the 90s, in fact. And Snowball, she says, a chess variation. Well, arguably chess is a variant of Crazyhouse, because in chess you're not allowed to use the pieces you take. You just have to play the game without any pieces in hand. And if you like, it's a cross between shogi, Japanese chess, where the pieces you take swap sides, and normal chess. Yeah, so it just blocks off the file, because of course knight at h3 is a mate threat. And if you check out my YouTube, you can see lots of interesting things like how to play the game better, commentary on important matches, and even a history of Crazyhouse. If you Google a history of Crazyhouse. And indeed, Bakus, you've been away too long. Jasugi99 is 12-teen reincarnated. He closed his Lichess account, and he's back under Jasugi99. Good to see you, Bakus. How are you doing in your part of the world? So, as you probably are aware, the Crazyhouse World Championship 2020 has started, but this is just a friendly series. But both these players are in the... I think Jasugi is in the candidates as well, or will likely be in the candidates. Snowball says, "Am I a professional chess player?" No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm more of I'm covering the game of Crazyhouse. Let's put it that way. So I help promote the game of Crazyhouse. Everything is on lockdown. Yes. They say something like a third of the globe is on lockdown. Yeah, so Jasugi wasn't pleased about having stuck a pawn on e4. Maybe it belonged on g2 better. But he's doing a good job holding for now. Because you have to always think... So the thing about Crazyhouse is you don't want your opponent pieces invading your house. So it's a good idea to look at weaknesses. And this is a weakness. And that's why black is attacking the square that's defending that weakness. So this move is nothing to do with the knight, really. It's actually all about h3 and getting in on h3. Yes, it is quite... So, yeah, so those countries that are going with... it's not going with herd immunity, but they are more resigned to the herd immunity. So I think those countries they're following that route simply because their hospitals are still coping. They haven't reached... Their hospitals aren't full, let's put it that way. And the reason why the UK and other countries are on lockdown is simply the hospitals were projected to go way past capacity. Just simply didn't have... There simply wasn't the capacity in the hospitals. And that's why, like, a lockdown was... Oh, this is looking very good. Because it's just going to be progress along these dark squares. How do you defend? You need to find like a locus point from which to defend, and it's hard. Because this is coming next. This is, you know, pawn here is next. There's no direct mate, but it's just hard. Yeah, f takes e3 feels strong. Now JK doing his best to get a nice pattern, says Lukas Schacht. And Crazy Home jokes 2 more on d5, e5, and it would be a nice pyramid. This is a little bit earlier, I think. So this, if you could build 2 more, yeah. Okay, so this, yeah, how to defend. He's defending with knights, so that's quite important. Why is he defending with knights? Because he doesn't want to give black more diagonals to attack him with. So he's doing his best to defend. And look, JK is getting low on time. So this is like 10 seconds. A much better position, but only 10 seconds. Queen takes pawn. Oh, isn't that sweet? It's not quite forced. He has knight here check, but then his king comes back. No, he doesn't have knight here check. Knight guards it. Yeah, but so the thing about this is this knight guards the dark squares and the pawn guards the light squares. This is actually really annoying. I think he's just going to have to take. And hope that's not mate. Suppose he takes. Is there a mate? Can't see anything. There is knight here, but I can't see a mate. But now now Jasugi99 is low on time. Yeah, takes the rook with check, and he's got a pawn for next for g3. Yeah, I'm just commentating. Okay, he doesn't take the rook. What? Oh, that was very cunning. He wanted knight takes rook hitting the queen and rook here, king up. Oh my word. Just grabs it. I don't get that. Just pawn takes. 1 second. He takes king takes. Is this a swindle? Rook here check, king here. Rook here check. Yeah, rook here, knight here. No, rook here check was mate. Rook here, knight here was mate. He missed mate. He missed a mate. I'll just show it to you. Oh, I'm just an idiot. That's all. I was thinking if he takes here. Oh, he doesn't have a second rook. Okay, I'm just being a complete fool. Did he have a mate? But king takes looked incredibly risky. Just take pawn takes was fine. Or was it? Yes, it was fine. Something went wrong there because it was a very strong attack indeed. Knight takes h4, strong. Pawn takes knight. Takes here. Knight at g3. Did he do anything wrong? Did white do anything wrong in this? So taking the rook was simple enough. Takes. He tried to counterattack. Takes. Okay, so it's just. Yeah, he only had 1 rook in hand, so I was being quite foolish. Yeah, so I was thinking about rook here takes, rook here, king in the corner, knight here, checkmate, but he only had 1 rook in hand, so it's being. Can't the players get hints from the chat and win the game? Yeah, they can't, because they can't see the chat. And also this, yeah, although this is a rated series, this isn't, this is a friendly series, but they just can't see the chat. It's just not an issue. Okay, so we've seen this line, oh, king takes, but this is, we've said is, so this king here and this gets you mated. But now JK the Bullfrog has found another move. This check, then this. Oh man, he's got Jasugi99 to put the queen on the board. But it's strong, because if queen takes queen, bishop takes, the threats remain of queen here. So he... just this. I mean, it's a nice idea, but surely it can't be good enough. The threat is bishop takes pawn takes queen. Yeah, I'm also chatting from the house Discord party channel, so if anyone wants to hop in and you know, ask any questions, you're welcome, or discuss anything. Okay, what is this? He's trying to divert the bishop. That was the point of that. And he diverts the queen, so he takes this one. So the queen's no longer on the light square. So he can... He's hoping he can just drop back, and that's safe. Because there are no immediate obvious checks. So that's what we're expecting. If he goes here, then you're kind of walking into check, takes queen, and stuff like this. So he's just going to drop back, I expect. I mean, he could go here, pawn here, and then go here, but then you're giving, and then say I'm going to take all these pawns when it's my turn. But that's the more high risk. Yeah, he drops straight back. Okay, hits the queen. Okay, what does black have in this position? So I'm just trying to think, were there any interesting ideas? So if you, yeah, he doesn't have a bishop for h3, so it's not clear. Yeah, so it's both sides, they don't, it's just reinforcing. You could take off this. So neither side has heavies in hand, so it's about prying open a weakness in the opponent's position. For example, knight at hitting the queen, but this square is well defended. So what else? Probably just remove this, because otherwise you're going to get. Oh, if there was ever a queen trade, this is always going to be a problem. So that's why it's just most likely just to remove this. Yeah. The only slight annoyance is after queen takes, there's knight takes, and that's hitting your queen with tempo. And he's probably worried that after takes, there's maybe a queen here, check, pick up, like these sorts of things. Yeah, so this queen is getting tempo moves on the queen. It's annoying. If pawn takes pawn, bishop takes, there might be pawn here, stuff like this. The king here. Yeah. At e7. At e7. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So takes. Okay, so he gets rid of that knight while getting rid of his annoying knight. That seems like a good deal, but white has fixed his weakness as well. And it's all about this. Only 5 seconds on the clock, and both those squares are weak, and your queen is under attack. So takes, pawn here, king here, and another pawn here. That is actually a problem. Yeah, and white would have 2 pawns to do that. That is a problem. Pawn takes pawn, you have to take, otherwise it's winning a rook. Pawn takes pawn, you have to take it. Pawn here, you have to go here. No other move. Pawn here, you have to go here. And then you can pick up some rooks with, or pick up something, surely. Pick up at least a, oh, I don't know about that. Pick up at least a bishop with promote to queen, takes, gets a rook, and there must be something for white there. But okay, goes this way. Got to watch out because he's going for. No, there isn't anything immediately. But okay, so he gets. Oh my! So white does indeed find the mate in the end. So good win by JKtheBullfrog, winning that game. So just backing up a little bit. So was this move queen at d1? Was that in fact wasn't one of the top moves? Bishop takes d8 is stronger, but then knight takes f5. Yeah. Queen at g3 is apparently a suggested move, but this is interesting. Queen here, knight takes f7 check, king here. So white just got a good edge, but okay, after this takes... I thought white was losing the advantage here, but apparently not. So here, queen takes e2, queen takes, pawn takes, king dropping back, knight here. So it was quite level, but it's just very hard. Maybe you have to somehow attack. How can you attack? Knight f4 is so... That's a hard move to play, because you want at g2. And it's a way of saving your queen, so if bishop takes, your queen gets out. But here, knight here, the immediate h takes g7 was also strong here, but it's takes, and bishop here, and then yeah, bishop takes 6 was good, block was good, takes. Okay, and then he basically cashed in with h takes g7 and missed the fact there was mate straight away. So why not, in this position, why not go straight away with this? Bishop takes g7, you've got 2 pawns in hand, pawn here. Okay, so what I missed was that this queen can take this pawn. Yeah, that is quite important, because if you go here, then indeed this is looking very much like white is winning. King d7. You could even just grab this bishop, and there's no time to grab it back, because bishop at e6 is checkmate. Yeah, but very important that queen was actually doing defensive duties, and I completely missed that. Okay, so I'm just hugely lagging behind the live action, but I don't know, these games are sufficiently interesting, it's worth having a look. Okay. Castles, takes. Okay. JK sacks a lot harder than I expected. So Prince Kiri says he's 2150 in normal chess, is JK. Yeah, so as Katas was saying in the Twitch chat, yeah, players can whisper to us, they can talk to the spectators by typing \W, and then the text goes green and they know that. Yeah, so interestingly, JK tries to stop Jasugi99 attacking by sacking pretty hard. Yeah, an interesting defensive move there, just wanting to give the queen to get safe. You see how much material Jasugi99 has in hand. So much material. He just sacked the house. He's lost all his minor pieces. And he wants queen at h1. He's not going to get it. It's just going to be simply like knight takes, bishop takes, and what are you doing? All you have is a knight. Oh, maybe that's dangerous. So he's considering, do I take with the knight or the bishop? Bishop takes. The bishop will come back at you, but it'll be one less, so it's not clear. So he does go with the bishop, because basically bishop at f3 is the only... Okay, I was going to say that's the only move that keeps the attack going. I think he recognises, though, the knight is guarding g2. He doesn't want the bishop, he wants the knight. I mean, the one thing, yeah, as people are saying in the chat, this h6, bishop takes f6, does make black very safe. This structure is pretty good. But he's sacked far too hard, surely, for this to work. Jasugi just needs to be patient and solidify, get these pieces on the board, and the queens are not going to be good defenders. Meaning the queens are going to come back in white's hand. Grabs the knight, grabs the queen. He's probably tempted to take here. And now it's Jasugi to find the mate with that queen in hand, if he can. Or does he have to defend? Yeah, maybe he has to defend. I mean, he doesn't have that many knights that you can just maybe like knight here would defend. And it's also attacking because you're threatening taking f6 and rook at g7 kind of ideas. Oh, black's building a wall. So can you afford to do this? It's like, hold your breath. Have you just walked into something? Just gave him a bishop. How did Jasugi99 let this happen, though? Okay, maybe there's nothing, but how did he let it happen? Oh, managed to get a queen as well. So queen here is mating. Queen here check, king there, rook takes pawn check here. Ah, what's the mate sequence? Queen there check, king here, rook takes pawn check, king here, rook there check, king here, queen there checkmate. That would be the mating sequence. So you can't just attack unless you have mate. So Jasugi99 has to try and see, is there a mate? Oh, it's hard. Is there a mate? PKI, I feel like knight takes g6 was good enough instead of the queen drop. Ah, was it? What? He goes for a bishop. Okay, so he's going for bishop here, but so he didn't go queen here directly. Oh, that's interesting. He's guarding that square. But there's going to be something here, right? Black is so safe. It's ridiculous because white's thinking about defense. Oh, this is just so bad. Suddenly white's just been stripped of all his extra material. Okay, going for some sneaky mate, I think, is with the two knights. Knight here, knight at here is the idea, but there's no time. Knight here, pawn takes, knight at here, takes, king here. Some sort of mate like this, but there's no time. With the knight to finish. Hang on. With the knight to finish in that final position. Yes. Knight at h. Knight at a5 to finish. I can't believe JKtheBullfrog won that, actually. He was down so much material. I just feel it's one of those positions where I think 12 team just needs to defend for one extra move. So here, and in this position I thought white was doing great, but bishop takes f4, he took the queen, he took this pawn, and then, yeah, it's this position I thought knight at g4 and I thought he was winning, and that was actually a good move. But, okay, but this check, then knight at g4, there is a mate, there is a mate, there is a mate after all. Oh my god, okay, let's see this. So, you take it. Knight takes g5, and of course queen h7 if you start trying to not take it. So you have to take it again. Queen here check. Suppose you block with the pawn. Actually blocking with the problem with blocking with the pawn is this. pawn takes, queen takes, and this is very simple mate. So you have to block with the queen. But if you block with the queen, you're uncovering f6. Unless he does this, in which case rook at h5, king takes h5, you're just drawing him up the board with the sort of cookie crumb technique. Queen here will be mate, so he has to take it, and then queen here is checkmate. So he has to take it with the pawn, but now you have f6 is opened up, so queen here is checkmate, so you've got him on f6, he has to take, or he's mated. Queen f5, king takes knight, bishop here, these two diagonals are hitting the king, so he has to block, but now bishop here is checkmate. So it's all about opening up that f6 square. So knight at g5 was actually mating. So amazing. So black had to go here, which is counterintuitive because that's giving a clear check to your opponent in knight at g6. But after knight at g6, you don't take it. You have to go to h7. And if takes, rook takes, and now white doesn't have that knight for g5. And yeah, and then looking at the position a little bit later on, why not just take on g6? Does black have some kind of mate here? I think he has a similar kind of thing to what happened in the game. Knight at d2, king e2, queen takes g2. This looks sort of unpleasant, but maybe it's nothing. So queen f3, king takes knight. You could just grab here. So black is actually completely fine. He's picked up quite a lot of material in that process. So yeah, it's a hard position. Knight at g5 is the important move at some point to defend the threats. Gosh, I'm not really following the live action at all. I'm sorry about this. PKR said I was wrong, but Jasugi's move didn't work either. Yeah, it was fun just seeing why, and I'm sorry I'm not following the live action because of that. Jasugi says that had to be good for me at some point. I lost 3 games like that now. Yes, it was good for you. Nice fight back from JK. Okay, bishop takes this, queen here, rook here, knight here. So we got... Ouch! 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 So Jasugi99 is saying, why am I being beaten out of the opening in this opening? So I think bishop takes d8 is correct. It's just a really hard position to play, with all the pieces hanging. Taking the knight, takes here, check, king here. This is really strong. It looks really strong. Queen takes rook. Maybe it's not strong, it looks strong though. Okay, he wants the queen. He doesn't want a rook, he wants the queen. Well, he has to watch out because black always has a threat of queen at e1. I don't think you can run. So we are getting a trade of queens, and there might be a cookie crumb. Oh, it's actually taking the knight with check. Interesting. That looks dangerous. I'm expecting... Oh, that's covered actually. So maybe h6. But gosh, these are covered as well. Yeah, it's got to be... Oh, knight takes what? You just opened up h6. So queen here may... Oh no, it doesn't. Queen here, the knight checks are covered. It's like when you think there's a mate, but you can't quite see it. Okay, maybe bishop h6. King takes. This is hard. How to take because queen at g7 is otherwise mate. Okay, so this have to run, otherwise queen g7 is mate. Queen. Okay, goes for a pawn there. That's good. That's good. King here. No time to take the rook. Okay, so if you can drive the king down, we take the rook with check. That's very important. Okay, if you ever go here, we got this with check. That's also important. If we keep running up. Hi there, you're so rude. Pawn at h6 I would play. Yeah, good prediction. Good, that's good, but I don't see the finish, says PKR. How's the series going? Yeah, 10-10. Good series. Where is Mixu in the spectators? He's not. He just wants a pawn. That looks really. Oh no, this square is defended. So what's the idea? Queen here, check. King here, bishop takes bishop, check. Oh, getting a queen here. Yes, that is strong. Well, now you can clear away the bishop as well if you really want to. Queen takes pawn. He doesn't. It was a great opportunity too. Oh, there's also queen here. I like that move. He does it, yay! So, and it's enough to get the resignation. So the point is, if takes, if you go this way, rook at g7, king h5, and you're just, taking here, just taking everything. Yeah, it's nothing. Just have to block and take everything. And if you run the other way, then there's rook at g3, and you're again being forced here. And again, I was thinking bishop takes pawn, take everything, but there's also just, yeah, bishop takes pawn, take everything seems strong. Takes. So where is it going wrong for? Where is it going wrong? Just taking the knight? I mean, it's hard to say. What does black do in this position? Just taking the knight is maybe what Kataksk does as black. Bishop takes f7 and king e7. But this doesn't look promising. So it's not clear. And what's actually happening in the game is we're going into these sorts of lines, and the knight at f4 is not good. I mean, the problem is it's saying bishop takes g5. The problem is bishop takes g5. You just take here. You have this annoying pin. So it's really a hard move to do that. And then taking here it says, but then yeah. So what's interesting about taking here is this would be fine for black if you allow trading everything on f7. So in a way, I'd say that's interesting. Actually, it's not fine. We looked at it briefly. It's not so fine at all. Because it's queen takes f7, knight takes, and actually king takes knight is not so good in this position. Oh, so actually the best move here is... Yeah, anyway, this has never been played before, so... But f takes e4 is interesting, so if white did just grab the rook, maybe he is in trouble. Yeah, that looks like a mate. Because if he goes here, even though you only have bishops and knights are all you need to mate in this game. Beautiful mate. Okay, back to the live action. Oh, interesting. We have something new now. Pushing here. You could take en passant or take the knight. He takes the knight, takes back, check, blocks, takes. How is he attacking me again? Says Jasugi. Because Jasugi had a really good attack. He's like, whoa, I'm being attacked back. I thought I had an open file. I thought I was on the attack, says Jasugi. That's funny. He takes the queen, takes back. Jasugi's really insisting on attacking. And look, all these open files, this looks dangerous for black, but somehow he's surviving for now. Does this work? No, everything's covered. So it's 11-10 to JK with 4 in a row. And yeah, interesting move from Jasugi there. This okay, so just JK blocks the file desperately and then runs away. That king is looking oh so exposed. I mean, for now d8 is well covered and d7 is kind of okay covered, but at e3, what a nice move, says Crazyhouse. Indeed, that was definitely the move of the game so far. Well, for both of them, at e3 and at d6. Okay, knight here looks interesting as long as you're not getting mated. I think you can do it. But the bishop still covers f2. And JK does play it. I think he's fine. I think white's fine because the bishop covers f2. But I could be wrong. Could go for a counter check, just try and keep your momentum. But the problem is it doesn't work, because if takes, suddenly this square is weak. And you have pawn here, and then something's promoting, and it's all over. So that's not an option. Could go. Maybe just pawn here. Yeah. He says at e5 seemed force. This is Crazyhouse. Now, what a move is this? Queen here from Jasugi. I'm like, oh my word. If you just block, knight here is checkmate. If you take, whoa. Oh, 11 all, and what a series. That's just too nice. What a way. What what a game. What a game this has been. Let's just play through this whole amazing game. E4, e5. So takes, goes straight ahead. D5. Takes here. Bishop takes. Because if takes here, it's just going to take this bishop. So rook e1 check. So white's got a lot of initiative. E4. Bishop takes d5, strongest move. Takes it back. Knight c3 attacking the queen. Queen e6. So it's blocking the file. If there is, you could even trade the queen for the rook at some point. Pawn here, it just ignores it, goes straight in for the attack. Loses his queen, comes in. And Uso says knight at was the wrong move, pretty sure. Yeah, let's see where that is. So actually, yeah, white has a good advantage here. He does bishop takes just to give him the coverage on f2. Bishop takes at d7. Could have just taken it, but he decided to go here to be safe. So white has got a good edge. And then a really nice move, I thought, at d6, found by Jasugi. Although other good moves were knight c5 and so on. At d4, again, best move found by JK. Check. King takes d7. So why d7 and not c7? Because taking c7 gets you mated with knight and queen. So he takes this one because there the king is defended. Now the knight check, we can drop back. Knight takes, bishop here check, blocks. Bishop takes knight, takes, knight at. So knight at was the wrong move, pretty sure. Yes. So I had the hunch of knight at, and it was not the right move though. At f4 may be a good idea. Rook f4 might be a good idea. Rook f4 is an interesting idea, and take this bishop. Knight out seemed nice, but I couldn't see why just king g1 wasn't actually fine against it. But I was thinking at f2 bishop takes, but apparently that's not so good because of rook h1 and knight takes bishop. So you're getting yourself into unnecessary trouble here. White still's got a strong attack, but that's much more dangerous, in fact, than what he did. Just give up the queen immediately. Takes, check, and this is a mistake. Yeah, this turned out to be a mistake. I think Crazyhouse said, thinking of e3 check, he just takes it. So I don't understand that move. e2 again. Yeah, I don't understand e2. So e2 just takes it, and what do you do? So that just makes no sense. e5 was probably forced, as Crazyhouse seemed to notice in the chat, but hard. And so yeah, what was the problem with this move? At d7, check, and if you run away, then you're getting a back rank mate, queen at e8, getting a rook in hand. So if you just run away, queen at e8 forces a rook, and now, yeah, actually knight at d6 comes this way, and rook here is checkmate. Are there slower mates? You could go rook here. This would be a slower way of doing things. Knight here, check. Pawn take. Yeah, this doesn't work. Huh. So yeah, you really need this knight at d6 idea. Yeah, knight at d6 actually is really a really nice intermezzo here, because then you get a queen, and then knight at is a smother. Something like that. No, you don't need to smother, you just take it. What am I talking about? Okay, so more to the point, just this. Okay, so that's why you can't run. You have to take it, and then brilliant mate in 3 found by Jasugi, which should be a puzzle. Queen at g8 here, just keeping the king trapped, and then knight here check, can't be taken because of the pin. King has only got one square, knight takes bishop. So it's also a moon mate, because that bishop wasn't there to begin with. You drop the pawn. Seemed like a pointless move, but it's not pointless. It's giving you, it's actually unprotecting this square. That's such a pretty mate. Yeah, he was already lost apparently. What a game! What a game that was. I mean, one blunder from one, the only 2 from the other. In Crazyhouse, that's a pretty low blunder ratio. And Crazyhouse says, pity JK had to lose after playing a move like e3. So I said at d6 though. Except if you look at the engine, it'll probably say at e3 mistake, and then at d6 quite likes at d6. So such a strong game. So what were the blunders considered by both players? They were just from the opening. It doesn't like d4 for white, and it doesn't like e4. Surprisingly, it wants to go e3 straight away. It thinks black has an edge just going e3 straight away in this opening. So, and that's what Katask has played, as well as Vempele in this position. If Vempele has played something, it's bound to be good. Okay, so that's it. The series is at an end, 11 games all, and a very beautiful mate to finish. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed. This is OK signing out. See you.